Today, we find ourselves well over a year since the harrowing events of October 7th, 2023, when Hamas terrorists infiltrated Israel, brutally murdering over 1,200 people and abducting over 250, including women, children, and the elderly. As of now, 100 hostages remain unaccounted for, with ongoing efforts to secure their release. However, it is crucial to recognize that Hamas's actions continue to prioritize their militant agenda over the well-being of both the hostages and the Palestinian people. Their use of civilians as bargaining tools and the perpetuation of violence underscore a disregard for human life and for dignity. I'm meeting Sapir Cohen, who survived 55 harrowing days in Hamas captivity after being abducted from Kibbutz Nir Oz on October the 7th. Her nightmare of being held hostage ended with her release on November the 30th, 2023, during the last hostage exchange. Yet her partner, Sasha, who was taken alongside her, remains in captivity, a painful reminder that this story is far from over. Shalom, Sapir. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you.
Let's go see your home. So, Sapir, what does it feel like for you to be back in this place? What goes through your mind when you walk through what's left of this community?
When I'm here, I have flashbacks. I can hear the screams that I heard on October 7. I can see Sasha's face. And it's very hard for me to come here, but also all my best memories from this place. And it gives me some hope, because every time that I'm here, I want to make these memories again. I want to create them again with Sasha.
The positive memories.
Of course.
This was the home of Sasha's family, correct?
Sasha's family lives there, and on October 7, we were here in the guest room.
In this very structure. Do you want to go in? Are we allowed to go in?
Yes.
Let's go.
I lived in Ramat Gan. I moved to live with Sasha 2 months before the October 7. So we bought all the new stuff for our new house, but we didn't have enough time to live together. We used to come to visit in the kibbutz sometimes for the weekend. On October 6th, we came here to visit the parents to celebrate Simchat Torah. And it was a regular weekend. In that weekend, Sasha doesn't want to come here. He felt something and he says, Sapir, I don't want to go. I don't know why. And I convinced him. We came here. On Saturday, I woke up maybe at 6 in the morning, because the rockets, it was like a rain of rockets. This house, you don't have shelter here, and we couldn't find time, even 20 seconds, to run to the parents' house to come inside the shelter. So we stayed near the walls. I felt that maybe the wall can protect us. After an hour of rockets, we got a message from his mother, and the message is there are terrorists in Kibbutz Be'eri, that it's just 10 minutes from us. After maybe 2 minutes, we got another message. Sasha just looked at his phone and turned it around. So I felt that I understood what the message. I asked him, Sasha, tell me what the message. And he told me just, you have to be quiet. No matter what, just be quiet. And then I took one of the blankets and I covered myself. I didn't want to see anything. I decided, no matter what, I don't want to see that. And we hid under the bed. But then I heard Allahu Akbar. I heard maybe hundreds of terrorists came inside. I heard things explode. The screams of the terrorists, the screams of the people that killed by them. And I heard that they come close and close to us, and they shooting everywhere, everyone. This is what I heard. And we just wait to our turn. I thought maybe to send a message to my family, or maybe to say some words to Sasha, like, I love you. But I didn't want to say something with the meaning of goodbye. I'm not sure how much time it was. I just remember that I was shaking and all my body was water, and I was terrified. I was sure that they will come inside and will kill us. And I just prayed. I talked with God, please save us. And then the terrorist came, and I heard they trying to break the door. I don't know how to describe what you feel in these moments. Then they came inside, and I heard them take everything in the room and broke everything. And they took me from the blanket. I saw maybe 10 terrorists in front of my eyes.
What, in this small room?
In this small room.
Wow.
Everyone had a very big gun. And they catch us. They took us separately outside.
And that's the last moment you see Sasha?
The last moment was outside.
What do you think when you come back to this room?
This is the place that reminds me Sasha more than anything. I hope that one day we will come back here. Then they took us outside and they put Sasha here. Mm-hmm. I saw him when he was with the knees on the floor and the hands over his head, and all his face were bleeding. Then they took me to the bike that wait there. On the bike, there were 2 terrorists, mm-hmm. One in front of me, one behind. And they took me to Gaza. And that was the last moment that I saw him. I didn't know what happened to him until I came back. They just took me and we go to Gaza. Then, somewhere, I'm not sure exactly where, one of the terrorists say that he wants to stop driving.
So it's you on a motorcycle or a scooter.
Yeah.
2 terrorists, one in front of you, one behind you.
Yes.
And one of them says he wants to stop.
He wanted to stop, and then he held me like he wanted to take me. He was with gun, and I was with pajama. I look around, and it was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, why want to take me? And it was one of the scared moments that I had. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was alone. What can I do now? And my instincts say, I just hugged tightly the terrorist in front of me, that he was older, he could be my father. And I'm saying, I'm a kid. And then he told me, I know, shut up. But he looked the other terrorist and he told him, Khalas, no. And he continued.
And then they take you all the way into Gaza.
Yes.
How long is the ride?
It took maybe 20 minutes because some people tried to stop the bike. They wanted to come to beat me. But finally, we come inside. We come inside Gaza, and I saw maybe thousands of people there. All the street was full of the civilians. And I just look around me. I was in shock. I felt like maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I'm in the next world. It can be the reality. I just look at them, and they are all come to touch me. They come to beat me. They beat me strong, and I tried to protect myself. And I was saying, God,
You're
please.
still on the motorcycle?
I was on the motorcycle. Yeah. But we couldn't continue because all the people, they stood around us. In that moment, maybe the terrorists decided that they want me alive. So they kept me inside of Gaza from the people, from the civilians. They didn't want them to kill me. And they just hold each other. And we continued the way until I came to the first place.
Where they hide you away for the first time?
Yes.
Let's talk about you and Sasha for a second, while we're still here. You said you described Sasha as a giant.
Yes.
Over 1.90 meters. I don't know what that is in feet, but very large guy.
A very large guy, very big guy, like the gym. I felt that it's a miracle that he kidnapped.
And not killed.
Yes. Sasha is an electrical engineer. He worked in Amazon. And I met him approximately 1 year before it happened. I felt that God sent him to me.
And then we know he made it into the Gaza Strip, and we don't know what happened after that.
We know about the videos.
Yeah.
They released 2 videos after 6 months and another 2 videos after maybe 1 year. In the first video, he said that he missed to his girlfriend. And after a year in the second video, he said he doesn't say that. He doesn't talk about me.
I'm sure he still missed you.
I know Sasha. I know that he wants me to continue because he feel like maybe he does something bad for me if I just wait and wait all the time for him. But I'm still waiting.
I think that's beautiful. I think everyone who's watching this is praying to know that he will be released alive and well and be able to join with you again.
I hope.
Yeah. I have a personal question for you. Are you always so composed even before October 7th, or is this like a new character for you? You're one of the most relaxed people I've talked to in a while. Were you always this way, or did captivity and everything that's happened change you?
I experienced the most terrible thing that you can experience. And after it's finished, I just felt it's behind me. I have to be strong. I have to be strong for Sasha and for his mother. I feel that I have responsibility. Mm-hmm. And when I have responsibility, it's give me the power that I need to continue.
You're taking us, by the way, to Sasha's parents' home?
Yes.
So these are the parents of Sasha?
Yes. They came here from Russia. He came here when he was 4 years old to the kibbutz.
And just to frame the story, so the father was murdered here on October 7th?
The father murdered, and we didn't know that. The mother said that the terrorist told him just take the car keys and go outside, and she doesn't know what happened to him.
And then she's kidnapped herself.
Yes, and she kidnapped her mother too. Now she doesn't have nothing in her life, no husband, and the only child, Sasha is the only child.
And he's still in
in Gaza.
When you stand in a room like this, and you see what happened to the place, it brings to life how much pain people experienced and how much suffering they experienced on that day. For a lot of the people, time stopped on that day. It never continued. The hope and the pain in those families until everything is done to bring the hostages back, that's never going away. And I'd say more than that, we as a people, we can't heal until we've proven to ourselves and to the world that we've done everything in our power to bring your Sasha and everyone else's son, daughter, wife, husband, bring them back to Israel. However they are, bring them back to Israel.
I want that everyone feel that these hostages, it's not hostages, it's our brothers and sisters. And this is what I'm trying to encourage. This is to be united. This is the meaning of to be united.
When you go to bed at night and you I'm sure you're thinking about Sasha, you're thinking about the year that's gone by.
I just think about the day that I will meet him in the hospital, and I just hugged him. Maybe I will not talk. I just think about this moment.
If you've stuck with us so far, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It means a whole lot to us to hear from you and to know that you get to experience every piece of content that we release. Thank you, and make sure to watch the next segment. So let's talk a bit about your captivity. You were released after 55 days of captivity in the Gaza Strip. Can you talk us through or walk us through what it looked like to be in Hamas captivity? It's a life that no one else could understand. You were hostage in the hands of a violent terrorist organization. You had no knowledge of what's going to happen, no communication with the outside world. What does a day-to-day life look in that situation? What are you thinking? What are you feeling when that's happening?
So it was a few months before the October 7, maybe 6 months. I had anxieties, and it's something that I never felt before. And I didn't know what happened, why I feel like that. Everything in my life was okay. I had a great job. I was software engineer. I met Sasha, that it was the man that I always say that I want. And why I feel that something bad will happen to me. Mm-hmm. This is what I felt.
For 6 months?
For 6 months.
Wow.
I felt that I'm standing in front of a very bad thing that just God can help me. Mm. And one day I just watched stories in the Instagram, and finally I saw advertising. It was a chapter in Psalms, chapter 27. And they wrote there that if you read it 30 days, you will be healthy, miracles will happen to you. I felt that I want to pray for the first time in my life. I said it 30 days, and the last day was the October 7. I thought about the things that I'm saying, and this chapter is not related to medicine, it's related to war, and God saved me from the enemies. Even the word Hamas appeared there. And I remember that I just asked myself from which war I praying to be saved. On October 7, I understood the meaning of this prayer, and that was the prayer that I prayed all the time when I heard the terrorist. And in every new place that I was, I say this prayer.
What does the psalm say?
God save me from all the enemies and keep me. And I trust you, even in the war.
So you're repeating this for a month before the war starts.
Yes.
And then as October 7th is happening, those terrible events, and then through captivity in the pit of hell, in Hamas captivity, you're repeating this prayer.
I repeat it every day. And I felt that God sent me that. And it gave me a lot of power.
Let me read it to you in English. So this is Psalm of David. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked advanced against me to devour me, sounds very relevant for your story, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At his sacred tent I will sacrifice with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord. Hear my voice when I call, Lord. Be merciful to me and answer me. My heart says of you, seek his face. Your face, Lord, I will seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my helper. Do not reject me or forsake me, God my Savior. Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. Teach me your way, Lord. Lead me in a straight path because of my oppressors. Do not turn me over to the desire of my foes, for false witness rise up against me, spouting malicious accusations. I remain confident in this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Very powerful.
I remember the first days in the captivity, and I always thought about Sasha, what happened to him, and I thought if I could maybe hide in different place, and why I didn't listen to Sasha that he doesn't want to go to the kibbutz.
Yeah.
And all these thoughts like explode my head. I just decided to stop it. And I say to myself that I believe in God. And if God sent me to this place, it's because I'm supposed to be there. And the question is why?
So what was your answer?
I remember that I saw the other hostages, that one of them just lie down and he closed his eyes. He doesn't want to be a part of this reality. I saw a young girl that's shaking. And I saw people that all their families was in the kibbutz in that day, and they didn't know what happened to their children, to the parents. When I saw them, it reminds me my last wish, that I was under the bed, that I'm saying, God, please keep me, because I feel that all my life I didn't do something meaning. And my last chance, I want last chance to do something meaningful in my life.
Wow. What a powerful prayer.
I remember that, and then I thought, it's really bad to be there in the captivity. But this is the place that I can be the most meaningful person. And I just need to choose that. I just need to choose that I want to help the hostages. And I need to choose that I want to continue my life. I think that when I decided to take the responsibility, I felt power. I felt that I don't think about the anxieties anymore. I don't think about the things outside of the captivity. I just want to think about this moment and how I can help. And I felt smarter than before, that I know what to do every time. I remember that in the first house, I thought like, I looked about the terrorist and I wanted to find someone potential that I can create connection with him. And it's very risky. I remember that one day in our room, there were maybe 7 terrorists together, and I saw tiny cats in the corner of the room. I took them and I put them in the middle. And then I look on the reactions, the terrorist reactions. So most of them were very violent toward the cats. And one of them took them and pet. So when I see someone pet cats in my life, I don't care about that, but in the captivity, it's a huge thing to see that. So I just remembered this terrorist that after a few days he was a part of our group. And I think that this connection that I finally created helped us a lot.
I'm sure it did.
After you create a connection, you have to be very careful because you don't want the other terrorist will see that you can get a food from one of them, and you don't want the other terrorist will be against him because then it will destroy the connection. So before every step you need to think, because every step can be your last one.
Did you and the other captives experience violence in captivity?
I saw people after 3 weeks that came to my group that get just 1 pita per day, and they were so like this.
So thin.
And I met people after 50 days that they didn't get shower or brush their teeth, and they needed to lie down all these days, 50 days, with no talking. I remember that they took us to the tunnels, and one hostage, the young girl, she came to me and she says, Sapir, I don't want to go there. It's too scary. And I'll say, what you mean? Of course you want to go there. This is the #1 attraction here in Gaza. We have to see that. And she told me, Sapir, you know that you are so crazy, but maybe I want to be a crazy like you. So we go to the tunnels, and it was a dark place. And we were scared. But I'm saying all the time, wow, it's a wonderful place. And it's this place full of mold and smelly and everything wet, all the walls, all the floor. And you have lice, you have bed bugs in all your body. It's very hard to breathe there. You don't have hair, you can see the sunlight. But you know, the fact that I believe in God, it doesn't say that I will get everything that I want, and it doesn't say that I will be happy all the time. But it's promised me just one thing, that behind everything that happened, there is purpose. And I just thought about that every time. If I need to be in the tunnels, I will be in the tunnels, and I will try to do the best that I can. I was 55 days in the captivity, and on the last day, they promised to another hostage that he will go home. And 5 minutes before, they told me, it's you. And I didn't believe. They told me it's 90% you. I wasn't in the list. I wasn't a part of the categories. But finally, they took me home. And all the hostages that's still there, they came to say goodbye, and they cried.
How many were there?
3 others, men.
Did they come out?
The girl released 3 days before me, and the 3 men still there. And they came to me to say goodbye, and they cried. And I'm saying, why are you crying? So tomorrow it will be you, maybe in a few days. I will meet you in Israel. I was sure that everyone will come back. It can be just a part of us. And then I came to Israel, and I discovered that Sasha's father killed. I discovered that Sasha kidnapped. It was a hard process. It doesn't finish. I felt that I can't talk with my parents, and I can't talk with people that I knew before the captivity, because I felt that I'm a different person. And I needed time to know this person. I felt that all the people from the past, they tried to take me back. And it caused me to be confusing about who I am. I decided to not talk with them few months. And just after I had confidence about the person that I am, I start to talk with my parents.
Several months.
With my parents, maybe after 2 months, yes.
Wow. So you come out of captivity and you're what? You're just in a dark place emotionally or spiritually?
I wanted that all the old people that I met there will come back because I knew that they don't have time. And I can say that 8 of the people that I met alive in the captivity, they killed. I felt so bad.
By bad, do you mean you felt guilty for coming out? Or bad for them?
I felt both, maybe. I remember when I came back, the people told me, okay, now we can make your nails or you can make the hair. I say, I don't want that. I don't need that. It's just stupid things, like everything seems to you so stupid. And I need to find something that will cause me to feel meaningful again. I decided to go to many places in Israel and out of Israel and to talk in many communities about what happened in October 7.
Yeah.
I wanted all the people will understand that, to make connection between all the people to the hostages. Mm-hmm. I met the elected President Trump in an event in New Jersey. I spoke in that event. After that, he spoke and I heard this speech. He talked about the hostages, about the urgency to bring them back, and that he will do everything that he can to do that. After that, we met, we spoke a little, and he said that he knows how much they suffer. I met a very strong and motivated person, and I just pray that God will give him the ability to help us and to push both the sides, the Israel side and the Hamas side, because the hostages, they don't have time.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's also, this is the time for this kind of conversation, because the world has sort of moved on from Gaza, Lebanon, Syria. Like everyone is in this feeling of, oh, things here in the Middle East have come to an end. Israel won, yay. It's like, no, we're not done. We have to finish some unfinished business. And that business is bring our boys and our girls, our mothers and fathers, bring them back to the country.
We can't win without them.
I agree.
And it feels like every time people say, maybe it's not the right time for a deal. But I feel that maybe every time it's not a good time, because every time you have to give something that you don't want. But we have to decide that as a Jewish people, we know that we are not under existential threat.
Yeah.
But the hostages, they are.
Yeah.
And we have to finish that.
I agree with you 100%. This war doesn't end until we've brought every last hostage back to the country. And it can't end because the sanctity of those lives is above whatever other political gain that people try to frame. There are thousands of families in this country at this point walking around with a hole in their heart, a hole that's the shape of their family members who remain in Hamas captivity, and many others who've lost their family to this war. And we need to remember the pain of that. We need to carry it collectively, as painful as it is and as hard as it is. to make sure that we do everything in our power to bring these people back.
I also want to say that when I came back, I met Jewish and non-Jewish people that prayed for me all the time, that prayed for all the hostages. And when I met them, and I'm still meet them, I feel that they give me a lot of power, a lot of energy to continue my journey until all the hostages will come back. So I think that everyone can do something, if it's to pray or something else. And it's really work. I felt that from the captivity, I felt that I have good energies from someone. And when I came back, I understood how it happened from all these good people. So I just want to encourage them to continue.
Sapir Cohen's story is one of unimaginable pain, resilience, and unwavering faith. Her survival is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, but her journey is not yet complete. With her partner Sasha and so many others still in captivity, we cannot ignore the urgent need to bring them all home. Sapir's courage challenges us to hold on to hope, stand united, and never stop praying for their safe and speedy return. The international community must remain vigilant, holding Hamas accountable for their actions and advocating for the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.